something is missing. The thing that is missing is something you throw away every morning. Coffee grounds usually go straight into the trash after breakfast, even though they contain exactly the nutrients tomato plants look for during the growth phase: nitrogen for strong green leaves, organic matter for active soil life, and a scent that keeps slugs and many pests at a distance. The problem is not the coffee grounds. The problem is how almost everyone uses them. And this one mistake turns a valuable nutrient into a mold problem. There is a way to prepare coffee grounds so they release their nutrients in a controlled way, improve the soil instead of weighing it down, and at the same time act as a natural pest barrier. Today, I'll show you the exact process, with amounts, timing, and the step most people skip. And at the end, there's a bonus trick for cucumber plants that combines 2 kitchen scraps into one of the most effective organic fertilizers you can imagine. You'll learn, first, why coffee grounds are almost always used the wrong way, and how to prepare them properly so they help instead of harm. Second, how to turn them into a liquid fertilizer that gives tomato plants targeted support during their most important growth phase. And third, how to combine coffee grounds with eggshells to give cucumbers a nutrient boost that no garden center product can deliver this simply. Before we start, let me tell you why coffee grounds don't give most gardeners the results they are hoping for. The instinct makes sense. You have coffee grounds. They smell earthy, they look dark and nutrient rich. So you dump them straight from the machine onto the pot or into the garden bed. That feels natural, but it is counterproductive. Wet coffee grounds compact on the soil surface and form a dense layer. That layer traps moisture, blocks gas exchange in the soil, and within just a few days creates exactly the conditions where mold and fungus gnats thrive. Your plant does not get a single nutrient from that, only extra stress. The solution costs half a day of patience. Coffee grounds must dry completely before you use them. Spread them out thinly on a plate or a piece of parchment paper and let them dry at room temperature until they are crumbly and no longer clump together. Dried coffee grounds are stable, easy to store, do not mold, and release their nutrients more slowly and evenly. This is not a small detail. This is the difference between a fertilizer and a mold problem. Never use coffee grounds that already smell musty or moldy. Bad starting material creates bad results, no matter how carefully you prepare it afterward. Take about 1 liter of room temperature water, not boiling water, because heat changes the organic compounds and makes the extract unpredictable. Add 2 level tablespoons of fully dried coffee grounds, stir well, and let the mixture sit for 24 hours. During that time, the water-soluble nutrients, especially organic nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium, move into the water. After 24 hours, the liquid will have a light brown color. That is not a sign that something went wrong. Quite the opposite. That color shows that nutrients have been extracted. What is not okay, a sour, fermenting, or rotten smell. If that happens, compost the mixture and start again. A proper extract smells mild and earthy. Now comes the step most people skip. Filter the liquid through a coffee filter or a fine cloth. Completely, no exceptions. Solid coffee particles on the soil surface can mold, smell, and attract flies. The clear solution, however, moves evenly into the root zone without leaving residue behind. Prepare the plant before watering. Remove weeds around the base, then loosen the top layer of soil 1 to 2 centimeters deep with a small stick. This improves aeration and opens a direct path into the root zone. Then pour slowly onto the soil, not onto the leaves or stems. For each tomato plant, 200 to 300 milliliters per application is enough. Apply it every 2 to 3 weeks, not more often. Too much nitrogen at once pushes a leaf growth but costs you fruit. The best time is the growth phase before flowering, when the plant is growing strongly, flash shots producing new leaves, and preparing for the first buds. Once the flowers are open, switch to potassium fertilization. That is when banana peel extract takes over. Coffee grounds do more than improve nutrient supply. They loosen the soil, improve moisture retention, and feed the microorganisms that keep soil life productive. And their scent helps keep slugs and some insects away naturally, without spraying or scattering anything else. Cucumbers have different needs than tomatoes, and that is exactly why this combination works so well. Eggshells are a natural source of calcium. Calcium strengthens cell walls, supports stronger leaves, and more stable stems. and helps fruit grow more evenly and firmly. Anyone who has ever harvested cucumbers with soft spots or irregular shapes has seen the result of calcium deficiency, even if they did not know what to call it. Here is the preparation. Dry eggshells, completely after cooking, and crush them as finely as possible. The finer they are, the faster the calcium becomes available to the soil. Mix 2 tablespoons of dried coffee grounds with 2 tablespoons of finely crushed eggshells. This mixture is enough for 2 to 3 cucumber plants. Sprinkle it evenly around each plant, keeping it 30 to 45 centimeters away from the stem. That distance matters. Directly at the stem, concentrated coffee grounds can irritate young roots and damage the stem through excess moisture. In the outer root zone, however, the fine roots can absorb the nutrients without stress. Then gently work the mixture 1 to 2 centimeters into the soil and lightly water the base. Rain or irrigation water will then carry the nutrients gradually deeper into the soil. What you'll see afterward: cucumbers that grow more evenly, develop a fresher color, and maintain their quality more consistently throughout the growing season. Not because you used an expensive specialty product, but because 2 kitchen scraps ended up in the right place at the right time. Coffee ground fertilizer should never go into permanently wet, heavy soil. If the soil is still moist from the last watering, wait. Nitrogen in wet, poorly aerated soil is barely absorbed and, in the worst case, can contribute to root rot. The soil surface should be slightly dry before application. Observe your plants before fertilizing again. Dark, strong green leaves, enough nitrogen, no coffee grounds needed. Pale yellowish leaves with otherwise healthy growth. Possible nitrogen demand. But yellow leaves alone are not a reliable sign. Waterlogging, cold, or lack of light can look exactly the same. Never fertilize blindly. Test every new batch on one single plant first. Observe it for 3 to 5 days. Are the shoots developing normally? Does the soil stay odor-free? Only then apply it to all your plants. For houseplants, use half the amount and dilute more strongly. Always prepare the fertilizer fresh. After 2 days at room temperature, fermentation begins. In the refrigerator, labeled properly, it keeps for 2 to 3 days. Dry coffee grounds completely. 2 tablespoons per liter of water. Let it steep for 24 hours. Filter carefully. Use 200 to 300 milliliters per tomato plant every 2 to 3 weeks during the growth phase before flowering. For cucumbers, mix with finely crushed eggshells. Work the mixture into the soil around the plants and water lightly. This is not a secret recipe. It is consistent observation, proper timing, and knowing what each plant needs at each stage. And 2 ingredients that would otherwise end up in the trash. If this video helped you, share it with someone who is currently struggling with tomatoes or cucumbers.